A way of life, a way of life, a way of life, a way of life. Islam is a way of life, a complete way. We love you, Ramadan. We miss you, Ramadan. We love you, Ramadan. We miss you, Ramadan.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, and we are live coming to you right now from our studios, and we have a surprise. One surprise is that I've got to put my mic back on. I got up to do something, forgot to put it back on there. We've got a brand new piece of equipment, and this is courtesy of many of our donors who put their hands together. This is heavy, by the way, and this is going to solve our problem in our program tonight when we have the live call-in. Before we start that, though, what I'd like to do, I like this thing. What I'd like to do is tell you about a program we're going to have tomorrow live on the air, and, well, it'll be pre-recorded by the time you see it. But anyway, we're going to have a Jummah Khutbah, Friday Jummah Khutbah, tomorrow at Masjid Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. And this is located right here in Columbus, Ohio. If you'd like to come out and be there with us, you're most welcome. If you're not even a Muslim, it doesn't matter. We're inviting everybody to come out. We've got some lovely gifts we're going to be giving to the folks. And what we would like for you to do is just tell people about it. Let me give you an example about something. I'm going to see if I can show you. If I can do this. Yeah. Here it is. First of all, here is an image or picture of the place when it was under construction. I wanted you to take a look at this because as beautiful as this potential is, you can see it's being worked on. Well, everything's ready to go, bottom part, but the top part needs finishing. So if anyone would like to have the reward, you can get the reward of building a house for Allah, and Allah build a house for you in Jannah. So you want to be there for that too. Let me take this call. Assalamu alaikum, caller. Where are you calling from? Go ahead, caller. You're on the air. Well, not for long. They hung up. I'm going to come back to this subject. We're talking about the upper part of Masjid Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. And if you'd like to donate for that, then that's highly appreciated, and you can sure do so, and they would love for you to come out tomorrow and be with us. Another thing we want to talk about is a subject which is near and dear to all of us, which is the health of our children. And I want to take you to sheikhgoogle.com, or also known as Search for Islam, and let's do that. Type in the word S-H-I-S-H-A. S-H-I-S-H-A, Shaisha, also known as Shisha. Let's search for that, okay? And the number one article, let's click on it and see what we get. Well, it tells us that smoking Shisha, is it haram? Meaning, is it forbidden? Let's take a look. Malaysia Fatwa Committee has ruled smoking shisha is haram. Muslims have been arguing about this back and forth for a long time. Smoking for a long time, it says, since cigars, cigarettes, pipe tobacco is considered to cause cancer, deform babies, cause death, and even secondhand disease for other people exposed to it, Muslims have turned to what they called halal smoking of shisha pipes. And people are making millions. It says thousands in here, but collectively around the world, it's a multi-million-dollar business. Okay? And now we talk about what's called a fatwa, or an Islamic ruling, and what some people say is a long overdue ruling against another forbidden kind of smoking, and that's shisha. In Kuala Lumpur, which is in Malaysia, the National Council for Islamic Affairs, Fatwa, they declared a fatwa, or edict, on shisha, water pipe smoking. It is haram. Brothers and sisters, this is not a joke. I want you to just see. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can go there and read it if you want to. Take a look. Let me give you a little bit better look at this thing. What do you see right there? What's wrong with this guy's picture, huh? Is this really what you want to do to yourself or to somebody you love? Because remember, other people can get this same kind of cancer. And let's take a look at your lungs. Is this really what you want? That's what could happen. The one on the left is normal. Look at the one on the right. This is not a joke. These are real. So let's find out what's actually in here that makes it so bad. Well, number one, it has arsenic, which is a known poison. It contains methanol, which is rocket fuel. Yes. Tuolina, that is industrial solvent. It contains also nicotine, which is very addictive, and it's also an insecticide. Toilet cleaner, hello? You really want to put this in your mouth? Toilet cleaner, carbon monoxide, methane, sewer gas, and the cadmium that we put into batteries, ammonia, and hexamine. That's the stuff you start a barbecue with. Guys, seriously? Does somebody really have to tell you that this would be haram for your body? I don't know. What do you think? Let's look at it again. Your lungs, parts of your body, and it says it causes slow, painful death. And you're telling me it's cool? It's anything but cool. That is shaitan waiting for you. Guys, wake up. Not cool. N-O-T. Not cool. Let's take a look at, this is coming from the digital mimbar. They're
Allah
telling
says
us.
in the Quran, make not your own hands contribute to your destruction, nor kill yourselves. Shisha, also known as hookah pipes, use tobacco sweetened with fruit and molasses sugar, which makes the smoke more aromatic than cigarette smoke. Popular flavorings include apple, plum, coconut, mango, mint, strawberry and cola. Wood, coal or charcoal is burnt in the shisha pipe to heat the tobacco and create the smoke because the fruit syrup or sugar makes the tobacco damp. The smoke is cooled by the water and makes it feel less harsh. And experts warn that as a result, people inhale more deeply into the lungs, which increases the risks even further. Shisha smoking is a growing concern, but because people aren't aware of the risk like they are with cigarette smoking. According to a study published in the 2012 issues of CDC's Preventing Chronic Diseases, many shisha smokers believe that smoking a hookah pipe carries less risk of tobacco-related diseases than cigarette smoking. One of the reasons for this increase in popularity is the widespread misconception that it is a safer alternative to cigarettes and cigar smoking. Aside from its misleading labeling, like contains 0 milligram tar, many believe that since tobacco is inhaled through water, the harmful ingredients are filtered. Unlike cigarette smokers, shisha users are not well informed of the damaging effects of shisha to the body. Not much research has been done addressing the shisha or tobacco smoking using water pipe and on its prevention and cessation strategies. 1 in 5 teenagers smoke hookah, half think it's healthy. Another study showed that 16% of hookah bar patrons surveyed, all between 18 and 30 years of age, thought that the hookah smoke lacked nicotine and wasn't addictive, and 56% said that hookah wasn't harmful to their health at all. Around half of those surveyed thought that the pipes, which generally have several feet of hose for the smoke to travel through, somehow filtered out the toxic components with air and water. Some even thought that the tasty flavours given to hookah smoke, which can be delightfully fruity, served to make them less toxic. While research about hookah smoking is still emerging, shocking evidence so far shows that it poses many dangers. The World Health Organization has warned that a 1-hour shisha session can be as harmful as 100 cigarettes. This is because a cigarette smoker typically takes around 8 and 12 puffs, inhaling 0.5 to 0.6 liters of smoke. But during an hour-long shisha session, smokers may take up to 200 drags, ranging from 0.15 to 1 liter of smoke each. In a 1-hour-long session, smoking involves 200 puffs, while an average cigarette is 20 puffs. The volume of smoke inhaled during the typical hookah session is about 90,000 milliliters, compared with about 5 to 600 milliliters inhaled when smoking a cigarette. When you smoke shisha, you and anyone sitting near you are breathing in smoke, which releases toxins including carbon monoxide and heavy metals, reducing your body's ability to carry oxygen around in your blood. Cigarettes on ashtray, traditionally, shisha tobacco contains cigarette tobacco. So like cigarettes, it contains nicotine, tar, carbon monoxide and heavy metals such as arsenic and lead. As a result, shisha smokers are at a risk of the same kind of diseases as cigarette smokers, such as heart disease, cancer, respiratory diseases and problems during pregnancy. Smoke from tobacco contains a number of carcinogens which damage the DNA in cells. Just one damaged cell can divide and multiply uncontrollably and quite quickly develop into large tumours. This is what causes lung cancer. In the research conducted by the Department of Health and Center for Tobacco Control Research, people who smoke shisha or herbal tobacco can suffer from high carbon monoxide. As with cigarettes, the presence of high levels of carbon monoxide, tar and heavy metals can be carcinogenic or cancer-causing in the body. Though there is a high risk, not only for cigarette smokers, but also for shisha smokers to suffer from cancer, particularly of the lips, mouth, tongue, throat and lungs, and also cardiovascular diseases. In the recent study published in the journal Cancer Epidemiology, Biomarkers and Prevention, just one evening of hookah smoking could make nicotine urine levels spike by more than 70 times and also result in an increase of cancer-causing agents. Researchers from the University of California, San Francisco examined the urine of 55 healthy people who had used the water pipe or hookahs before. The participants were asked to abstain from any type of smoking for 1 week, after which they submitted urine samples to the study researchers. Then the participants went to the hookah bar of their choice for an evening, after which they provided urine samples to the researchers again. In addition to information on the amount of time they spent hookah smoking, how many bowls they smoked, and a number of other shared users. The participants also gave urine from the morning after the hookah smoking session to the researchers. On average, each participant used 0.6 bowls of water pipe tobacco and spent 74 minutes smoking the water pipes. Upon analysis of the participants, urine after smoking the hookah compared with before smoking the hookah, urine levels of nicotine were increased 73 folds, and the levels of cotinine, which is a metabolite of nicotine, were increased 4 folds. In addition, levels of the breakdown products of chemicals known to increase cancer were increased in the urine, including NNAL, which was increased 2 folds of the breakdown products of volatile organic compounds, which was increased 14 to 91%. While other studies have also shown that hookah smoking is associated with increased levels of toxins that can lead to health risks, this study is unique in that it reflected the effects after a normal night of hookah smoking. Other studies typically involve smoking hookah in a clinical setting. According to research chemists based at the San Francisco General Hospital and Trauma Center, those who smoke shisha have increased levels of benzene and carbon monoxide. Benzene has been shown to increase one's risk of developing leukemia, while carbon monoxide is especially dangerous to people with heart and respiratory conditions. In addition to developing toxic substances from the charcoal and tobacco, the heat causes chemical reactions in the mixture, which produces toxic volatile organic compounds, VOCs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs. Some PAHs are highly carcinogenic and can cause lung cancer. Furthermore, researchers measured carbon monoxide in the breath over 24 hours and found levels 2.5 times higher after water pipe use in comparison to cigarette smoking. Shisha is as dangerous as cigarette smoking. Shisha contains carbon monoxide, CO. It amounts equal to or greater than that from cigarettes. CO replaces oxygen on red blood cells, making it harder for the body to deliver oxygen to vital organs, which can later lead to organ damage. Smoking shisha contains significant amounts of nicotine. Levels of caustic compounds such as tar, carbon monoxide, which is from car exhausts, heavy metals like cobalt and lead, and a host of cancer-causing chemicals. Shisha smoking produces similar increased blood nicotine levels and heart rate as cigarette use. The inhaled substance triggers chemical reactions in nerve endings. This releases dopamine, which is associated with the feeling of pleasure. This seems to play an important role in nicotine addiction. A shisha smoker is still smoking tobacco, and the nicotine in it causes dependence after using it for several times. Pregnant women smoking a shisha are putting their unborn child at great risk for low birth weight and other birthing problems. Other health risks include the spread of infectious diseases like tuberculosis, herpes and hepatitis. Viral infections can be transmitted through the sharing of the same mouthpiece, a common custom in many cultures. Secondhand smoke is also a worry. If you're smoking with other people or in a public place and the shisha includes cigarette tobacco, it's likely you'll breathe in their secondhand smoke too. Other health risks: not many shisha users realise that the risk of getting communicable diseases is very high. Shisha smoking may not directly cause it, but it is also associated with the sharing of water pipes. Getting tuberculosis, herpes and other common illnesses like colds and flu viruses are some of the dangers of shisha and can be another problem. Hookah smoke contains high levels of toxic compounds, including tar, carbon monoxide, heavy metals and cancer-causing chemicals, carcinogens. In fact, hookah smokers are exposed to more carbon monoxide and smoke than are in smoking cigarettes. Educating the youth about the dangers. One way of preventing the youth from smoking the hookah is by educating young people about harmful health effects associated with hookah smoking. The more research is being conducted, the more ill effects of shisha are being revealed. Allah says in the Quran, "Make not your own hands contribute to your destruction, nor kill yourselves." Please don't forget to like us and share us on the Digital Mimber Facebook and Twitter. Please also subscribe to the Digital Mimber YouTube channel in the links below.
MashaAllah. Well, there you have it, boys and girls. And if you're thinking, and you should be thinking right now, about this subject, you can see for yourself that this is definitely not something that a believer would do to themselves or the people around them.
There are actually two statements which are two different problems in the question. The first problem is, Bismillah wa salatu wa ala Rasulillah. The first problem.
We're going to hold off on that till we get back from our break. We're going to come back. By the way, when we come back, we're going to take your calls. I know quite a few have been calling in, and we're excited for you to try out our new sound equipment so that you can really enjoy Recite on TV. We'll be right back right after this break and get guided with Guidance TV.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters. Guidance TV is doing amazing work and it needs your support. Running a satellite channel, running a TV station is not cheap. It takes money, it takes time, it takes commitment, and it is absolutely an obligation for you, all of you, to donate generously to help this amazing project. And don't forget, get guided with Guidance TV.
A way of life, a way of life, a way of life, a way of life. Islam is a way of life, a complete way.
All right, we are back and we are ready to start tonight's Recite on TV. And to do that, we're going to take a call. We already have one actually on the line right now with us. We have Pharma with us, and I think, where are you calling from, Pharma?
New York.
All right, you're in New York. That's good. And what part of New York are you in?
Pleasantville?
Okay. So tell us how old you are.
14.
All right. What are you going to recite for us tonight?
Doha.
A Doha?
Yes.
Let's see where we've got that one. I know I have it on here. There it is, number 93. All righty. We're bringing it up now so people at home can look at the Arabic while you're reciting. Isn't that a good idea?
Yes.
All right. We're going to start at ayah number 1, and that's Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So when you're ready, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى والآخرة من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فأوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عاقلا فأغنى فأما يتيما فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث.
MashaAllah. All right. Well, thank you so much for that. Now, guys, well, I want to take an opportunity now to talk about the meaning of what Sister Farma recited. Here you see it says right up here, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Then on our website, recitequran.com, all you have to do is click it, and it, well, first of all, it'll tell you the rules. You see the rules popping up on here? Lam Shamsiya. Okay? So that means you're going to go like this. Let me move the microphone back over here. I don't have this system perfected, but it is working better than what we had. Let's put it like that. It's better than what we had, right? All right, let's listen to it again.
والضحى والضحى.
Each time you double click it,
والضحى.
it'll play that again. Now, if you go to the other side of the page where the English is, click that. Okay, why am I not getting any luck on that? Let me hit this one. There we go.
By the morning brightness.
That's what it
والليل
is.
إذا سجى.
Now we're going to go back up here to this one and start.
والضحى.
And now let's start from there. Okay.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والضحى. By the morning brightness. والليل إذا سجى. And by the night when it covers with darkness. ما ودعك ربك وما قلى. Your Lord has not taken leave of you, O Muhammad, nor has he detested you. وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى. And the hereafter is better for you than the first life. وَلَسَوْفَ يُعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى. And your Lord is going to give you, and you will be satisfied. أَلَمْ يَجِدْكَ يَتِيمًا فَآوَى. Did he not find you an orphan and give you refuge? وَوَجَدَكَ ضَالًّا فَهَدَى. And he found you lost and guided you. وَوَجَدَكَ عَائِلًا فَأَغْنَى. And he found you poor and made you self-sufficient. فَأَمَّا الْيَتِيمَ فَلَا تَقْهَرْ. So as for the orphan, do not oppress him. وَأَمَّا السَّائِلَ فَلَا تَنْهَرْ. And as for the petitioner, do not repel him. وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. But as for the favor of your Lord, report it.
Meaning to tell other people. Now, let us come back to this website. This is called Recite Quran. And it's going to play automatically the next one, so I'm going to go back to Ad-Duha. Yeah, we want to go back to Ad-Duha because that's where we were. And we want to go back to the top of the page. and learn something about this. First of all, the website is called recitequran.com. recitequran.com. And it's a part of the Share Islam network that we have. When you look at it closely, you'll find that it has English twice. English is 2 times. See where it says in Arabic, Bismillah. Actually, it says Bismillahi, because you continue Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Okay? So it says underneath it, in the name, and then of Allah, and then most gracious. And you notice what I'm doing. I'm going from the right to the left instead of left to right. Because for you and I, as English speakers, we would say, in the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, especially merciful, depending on how you want to translate. But anyway, that is going from the left side of the page to the right. Watch closely. See, I'm going to go real slow and show you how that works. It just goes right across like that, and there you go. But why is it up here that I'm going to start like this? Well, because in Arabic, it starts on the right side and goes to the left. So, bi means with or in. Means name. Ism. Bi, with, ism. Bism. Bism. And you continue because it has kasra. So, bismi, and then Allah. Alif, lam, lam, ha. Allah. And there's a little small, looks like a W, that's a shadda over the lam. So you say Allah. You don't say Allah. We don't say Allah. We say Allah because it's shadda. Bismillah. And then Ar-Rahman. So we have Allah translated right here. See it? And then Ar-Rahman, most gracious or entirely merciful is okay. Most merciful, especially merciful. You see how that can be either way. And then it goes Ar-Rahim. And it has a rule here. Do you see the blue? So that means there's going to be a rule there of what? I'm going to move it around so you can see it moving. Do you see that? And I can do this one, move it around, let you look at each one of these so that you get a feel of what we're talking about. They're separated on the page there so you get the idea. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Then when you say it in English, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Let's go down to start the meaning of what this is all about.
وَالضُّحَى.
By the morning brightness.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك.
This thing was determined to go to the next one. It's mad at me because I won't let it start where it wants to. What we want it to do, and what I'll do is just hit the rewind on this thing and reload the page. And see, if you let it run all the way down to the bottom, what it's going to do, it will go on forward. It will always go to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. And you're looking at a white screen right now because my control guy in the back fell asleep. There we go. All right, now, alhamdulillah. Anyhow, so what we're showing you is that we have a way now with Recite the Quran. That's one of the ways that you can monitor what you're doing, understand what you're doing. You'll have a chance not only to recite, you'll learn the rules. You'll see how it works on a paper. You'll be able to read it from the Arabic. And most important, you'll see the meanings twice under each of the words so you get the idea how it goes together, plus the whole concept of what the verse really means. I was sitting with one of my sweetheart friends today, one of my dear friends, and we were talking, he and I, about the meanings of the Quran in the translations. And I was explaining to him that if you know the Arabic, nobody can fool you with the translations because there are certain key words that people are using right now to make Muslims think that it's okay to go out here and do terrorism or kill people and do bombing and all the rest of it. And I can show you clearly from what scholars have told us in Arabic, without any doubt, that is not what the Quran means. That's not what it is implying. There are words that can have more than one meaning. For instance, if I say to you, right, what did I mean? You say, well, he means that was correct. No, I meant right, like a right turn. That's two different words. Or did I mean a ritual of worship, which is also called a rite? So when you hear a word, you might not always know what is meant. And when you see a word, like right and right, right meaning correct, but right also meaning a right turn. Or somebody is ritualistic. He's doing rites. Now that's R-I-T-E. So what we're understanding from this, if you can do that in English, and there's what, is it 78? Somebody told me 78,000 words in the Quran. And you're going to translate those? Oh, what if they choose the wrong words? That's why it's critical, brothers and sisters, boys and girls, to learn the Arabiya. The Lughat Arabiya, the language of Arabic, is essential if you're going to know the true meanings behind what's being said. And nobody will be able to fool you, because if you have a good teacher, you have the lexicon or dictionary, or the mawrid, as they call it in the Arabic language, you will be able to understand clearly. Then there's something else, and I would like to take you to another area of understanding, and that is going to be, we're going to put in something here which is called tafsir. Now go back to Sheikh Google with me, okay? We're here with searchforislam.com. We call it Sheikh Google. And spell the word T-A-F-S-I-R, tafsir. Now, a lot of things come up right away, but let's click the very first one that comes up. It says we have 3 million results in our network, and our network is Share Islam. You know that. What comes first? The Quran Tafsir by Ibn Kathir. It also shows you can support what we're doing. This is our voice in America that you're listening to right now, and you can click on there, and that's something you do later, not right now. But anyway, the religion with Allah is Islam. Let's take a look at what it says right here. Now this one is not an image, it's actual letters on a page, so I can highlight each one of these. The first one right here said because it has a kesra below the alif. Say like that, all right? Now go ahead, say say it. All right, next. This one has a fatha over the top, na. This is a noon, and you say na. Inna. And because it has shadda, you'll say inna, like that. Go ahead, try it. Inna, all right? Then the next one is an alif, a, and then this is al-adina. Now you might think, if you're not used to the Arabic looking at it, you might think it said al-adina. It's not. It said adina. There's no dot over this, so it's not a dha, it's a da. Adina. Inna, we'll go back over here. Inna dinna. Now this is an ain. So you got to make it like you're saying the word ain't. All right, say anna, anda, anda. But it's because it has E sound to it, the kesra, say inda, inda. Okay, the next one is Allah, so that's easy. Allah. And because kesra under the ha, it's Allahi. Then alif. Okay, we're going to do the alif. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, don't get in a hurry here. There we go. That's alif. And then that little hiccup down at the bottom. See the little thing right there? It's almost like a hiccup sound, right? That's hamza. All right? And then seen. But you know, you have a zero above it, so you just go s, s. And then la, this is an L sound, the next one, and it has fatha over it, so you'll say la, and then meme with dhamma. All right, now I know that sounded like we did a lot for you, but look, inna, dinna, inda, Allahi, al-Islam. So it says all together, Inna deena indallahi al-Islam. and you don't pronounce the oo sound at the end because you didn't continue. All right? So the meaning here, it says, truly the religion with Allah is Islam. Actually, this is why I brought you to the page. That word religion, this is not wrong, but it's not big enough to give you the full scope of what we're talking about. Okay? The word deen means more than religion. It means what a person is doing with their life, what their involvement of the things that they are devoted to, how they act and what they do because of their desires, their lusts and everything. So it's more than just religion like in church or in a mosque or in a temple or a synagogue. This means what you do with your life. Like if some people are all involved in hanging around their computers day and night, just that becomes a part of their deen, and the thing that they're spending all their time with, devoted to it, that becomes their ilah. That becomes their God. Even if they don't believe in God, Allah, but they are believing in something will give them pleasure, give them happiness, and that's what they do. It might be that they're hung up on sports and all they can do is think about sports, sports, sports. I love sports. I don't care about anything else. That becomes their ilah. Driving a fancy car. I ought to have a fancy car. That's all I can think about is cars. That's his ilah. And what he's doing is his deen. And you get all of this from this very simple statement right here. Inna dina. For sure, the only way. With Allah, the only way that's acceptable for him is Islam. Now, because of, let's go back and look at what it says in translation. It says, truly the religion with Allah is Islam, but there's a problem. They left the word Islam as an Arabic word, so it's not a true translation. Simple as that. The word Islam is expected that you know the meaning, and most people don't. Even some Muslims don't know that Islam describes your relationship with God. Are you God's master? Do you tell God what to do? Or does he tell you what to do? Now you get the idea. Now you get the idea. Now, we're talking about this. I would like for you to have one of these Qur'ans that we're sending out. Let me give you the exact one we're sending to everybody. This one right here. I still have some left in here. We've been mailing out a lot of these, and we're going to tell you later how you can be part of that. But you see this right here? When you receive it, you'll open it up, and it'll have a little mini booklet in here to tell you a little something about it, and also how you can help us do more. Then after that, you'll be able to go through, and this is really a nice translation because it's easy to read. On one line, you'll never have more than 10 words, and there's 2 columns on there. And it makes it real easy for the eyes. Psychologically, this is one of the easiest ways to read a book, the way this is laid out. You'll see when you get it. So that gives you the meaning, but there's no Arabic in it. We did that on purpose. Number one, it makes it smaller. It's a lot smaller, easier to send it out, but easier also for you because if you've got Arabic on one side of the page, see how this, I don't know if you can see that or not. You'll notice that there are 2 columns, one for the Arabic, one for the English, but which is what? Now, how do I know exactly what you're trying to say with this and that? Plus, this is so small, even with these glasses, I'm like, I can't see it, all right? So that's another reason. But also, I wanted you to go to the website, our website, Recite Quran, so that whenever you want to go to, let's take another chapter. I want us to go to the chapter we're talking about right now that says Inna Dina Indallahi al-Islam. That is chapter 3 of the Quran, and the verse number is chapter 3, verse 19. If I can make this thing click, here we go. And I'm going too fast here. There it is, right there. Now what this is going to look up the Arabic, the English, and everything, and there is the whole entire verse. Let's start, first of all, listen to this.
Inna
Inna
Inna. All right, the next one.
ad-dina
Adina. And there's the
inda inda inda
this is giving you an example of the rule iqfa.
عند الله عند الله
This shows you another thing too. Watch
الله الله
now with the rule.
عند الله.
And now what we're going to do is start at the very beginning of this ayah here and play it.
إن الدين عند الله الإسلام.
Now, because we have more description below, where you can see down here what it says. It says, indeed, the religion in the sight of Allah is Islam. But it's going to go on and tell you a little bit more now. And you want to hear that. So let's go back up and find out exactly what was being told to us.
إن الدين عند الله الإسلام وما اختلف الذين أوتوا الكتاب إلا من بعد ما جاءهم العلم بغيا بينهم ومن يكفر بآيات الله فإن الله سريع الحساب.
All right, now
Indeed,
I stopped
the religion in the sight of...
Yeah, I'm going to give them the translation if you don't mind, sir. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, what I wanted to do now is to show you something else that if you notice, watch this. That part right there says indeed, okay, inna, indeed, the religion, all right, that's the next.
Ad-dina.
Okay, and that means, what? Actually, the way, all right?
عند
Near
الله
Allah
الإسلام
is Islam. Now, wama,
وما
and not,
اختلف.
and ikhtalafa, it means to like almost like argue. They have a difference of opinions here.
الذين
Now earlier I told you about how you might mistake this for this over here. Look at this. See, they look almost alike, don't they? They look similar? Well, look over here. The difference is there's a dot over there. So that's alladhina. Okay? So anyway, differed those who
أوتوا
were given
الكتاب
the book, al-kitaba,
إلا
except or but,
من
from,
بعد
after,
ما جاءهم
came to them
العلم
the knowledge
بغيا
out of envy
بينهم.
among them. So if you read it like that, it would sound strange in English. This is my point, is to teach you something. Watch. If you said, indeed, the religion near Allah, Islam, and not differed those who were given the book except from after what came to them, the knowledge out of envy among them. So because the structure is set up differently, you need a translator and an interpreter who can give you the meaning. So, and these people that were given the book or scripture, they didn't argue or differ amongst themselves until after knowledge came to them out of jealousy and animosity between them. Then Allah goes on to tell us, وَمَا يَكْفُرْ بِآيَاتِ اللَّهِ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ سَرِيعُ الْحِسَابِ. And whoever disbelieves in the ayat Allah, the verses, the proofs of Allah, then for sure, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ سَرِيعُ الْحِسَابِ. Allah will take them into account because He's swift at doing that. Now, all of that I'm showing you from this verse is how you can look at this and learn right in your own home. This is a free course, an entire course of the whole Quran, everything from the Arabic, the rules, putting it together. Your scholars, you have three different things. One is to listen to the individual sound,
Inna
and then the law or rule. Let's do one.
ad-dina
Let's do that one that has. Here we go.
Allahi Indallahi Indallahi.
What that's doing is taking both this inda and Allahi, putting it together for you.
Indallahi.
Then, of course, the whole recitation, plus the English recitation. So you have four potential things that are being recited to help you, plus you have the English laid out according to the way it is from the Arabic, and then how it is translated at the bottom so you can interpret the meaning. All of that's very helpful, but you still need a real scholar to sit with you to be sure you don't get the wrong understandings. Got that? Now, I spent a long time with you on this tonight for a reason, because when you call me up and you say, I want to recite this surah or that surah, it would make me so happy if you knew the meaning of what you were reciting. So from now on, guys, all of you, if you would like to recite while you look at this, you are welcome. We are not going to say, oh, you didn't do it from memory. That's fine. You can learn from memory to recite, and that's a good thing. But how much more is it if you know what you're reciting? How much more beautiful it is to know that these are the exact words of Allah and the meaning of what He wants you to do with it. Because He doesn't like you to just sit there and recite something, you know. Tomorrow I should get up and get dressed and go to school. But then you don't get up and you don't get dressed and you don't go to school. But you recited it every night. It's like, wait a minute, what are you doing? So this is why I wanted to make that clear to you. All right? Now, if you'd like to call in right now, 1-800-651-4814, unless it says pre-recorded up here, you call us and we'll take your call right now. We've got a few minutes left, and I would love to have somebody call in and recite with us right now. Give us a call, and inshallah, we'll take your call and we'll see how you recite Quran. And while we're doing that, by the way, while we're waiting for you guys to call in, we're going to go to verse number 1 of Al Imran, one of my most favorite of all the surahs. I love the Quran so much, but we'll listen to it being recited for us. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alif Lam Mim.
Alif Lam Mim.
Right, then it goes to Allahu. La
La
ilaha
ilaha
illa
illa
huwa
huwa al-hayyu al-hayyul qayyum.
There's the sound of the two connected and by itself.
Al-qayyum.
All right. Now,
Allahu.
الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم.
Allah, there is no deity except Him, the ever-living, the sustainer of
you
existence.
see how it lights up? And we've got it set so that it will stop each time, and then you can restart it. That is so you'll be able to keep up with it while you're memorizing.
نزل عليك الكتاب بالحق مصدقا لما بين يديه وأنزل التوراة والإنجيل.
He has sent down upon you, O Muhammad, the book in truth, confirming what was before it, and he revealed the Torah and the Gospel.
من قبل هدى للناس وأنزل الفرقان إن الذين كفروا بآيات الله لهم عذاب شديد والله عزيز ذو انتقام.
Okay, we're going to stop it. We're going to take this next call. Whoop. My fault. Guys, call us back again. We'll be able to take your call, inshallah. And I just realized that we need some power over here. I messed up on this. I put power to everything but my phone. All this new equipment we got in here, and I forgot to hook my phone up. Inshallah, it'll be all right. You call us back now. The phone's working now. Sorry about that, guys. Now, did you notice all the way through this is lighting up? Before I used to try to light this stuff up while people were reciting, but we don't have to do that anymore. What we can do, when you're listening to this, it will light up for you. It will show you what's going on there, and it's so beautiful. I will tell it to play the audio for the English.
Before, as guidance for the people, and he revealed the Quran. Indeed, those who disbelieve in the verses of Allah will have a severe punishment, and Allah is exalted in might, the owner of retribution.
All right, so what we're showing you is another one of our ways that you can learn the Quran. This one is called Recite Quran. But let's don't forget about Q Tafsir. The Q Tafsir is where you'll get the deep meaning. This website is so big that we have to have a mega server to hold all of the information, because not only does it contain Quran, it contains the translation, and it also contains the explanation in Arabic along with the hadith in Arabic, along with the translation of the hadith and the explanation to the English language. A lot, you know what I mean? So now what we can do, we'll go to verses up here. Now this is a little different. And we'll go to chapter 3, go to verse number 19, same one that we did before, but now watch. Look what, and you'll say, why? Why is there all this stuff in here? Well, because this is giving us a lot more to understand. This is the Arabic. I'm at the bottom of the page. I'm going to go back up so that you can see this. So when we come down to here, this is going to give us explanation, and hopefully it will help us to better understand more about it, because then it goes to the English. And here's where it says, truly the religion of Allah is Islam. And then again, it gives you the same explanation about those people and how they fight amongst themselves out of their envy for each other, etc. And this will not break it up by ayahs like it does in the other one. This one wants to keep it in context. So that's why you will see this all put together and you don't see the ayah markings on it, okay? So you have to know what you're looking for, but inshallah you'll find it. Let's see, we'll start right here. There is a dash here. You can look for the dashes and that'll give you a clue. And then what we'll do, we'll come on down to here. That's the part where it says, Inna Dina Inda Allahil Islam. Okay? So that's the different way to look at this, because we want to know the context, not taking things out of context. And then down here in English, it'll be easy for you to read it. so that you understand it better. Now watch how this goes in context. You have to go to the verse before it. So Allah is bearing witness. Allah is swearing that none has the right to be worshipped but Him. And the angels and those that have knowledge, they bear witness to this. Now, if somebody's a deviant person and they want to mix you up in the translation, they will tell you that it said, Allah bears witness, none has the right to be worshipped but Him and the angels. And those that have knowledge bear witness to that. Or they could even tell you, it says that Allah bears witness, nobody has the right to be worshipped but Him and the angels and the people of knowledge. And you need to bear witness to it. You follow that? You see how they can play with it, but if you know the Arabic, you could realize right away that's not true. It isn't what it says. Besides, all through the Quran you find again and again Allah tells you that He is the only one worthy of worship. So you are able to keep it all together. So anyway, now you can understand 3 of our websites. The one that I just showed you, the Q Tafsir. Also, this one, which is Search for Islam, okay? And there's yet another one that we use for Quran. It's called allahsquran.com. Do you remember that one? Yeah. You can read it, and you've seen this one on our chapter before, on our website, on our programs before. And this one, we just go right on down, same chapter 3, verse 19. And let's have a look at that. And here it is, right here. It said, indeed, the religion in the sight of Allah is Islam. And those who were given the scripture did not differ except after knowledge came to them. And out of jealousy, animosity, they began to argue amongst themselves. Whoever disbelieves in the verses of Allah, then indeed Allah is swift in reckoning or taking into account. Got it? Okay, well, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, we've had a chance to really give some lessons tonight. Usually we are really strong on getting people to just call up and recite, but then if they don't know the meaning, what is the benefit? Now I want to tell you something else. We are about to embark, that means we're going to start on something very important. And what is it? What we're going to do is a special conference. We're going to take all of this on the road. We are going to come to Washington, D.C. In a couple weekends, we're going to be there in Northern Virginia, Alexandria, and if you know where's Dar al-Hijra, that area there, and the surrounding area, we're going to be advertising for people to come and be a part of our conference there. That's number 1. Number 2, after that, we'll be in New York and New Jersey. And we'll have a big conference there for the Quran. And then after that, Houston. And then after that, Dallas and Fort Worth. And then after that, we'll be in California. And you don't want to miss any of it. So that's why you got to keep watching Guidance TV to know exactly the plans. And I can't tell you now for 2 reasons. 1, I don't want to spoil the surprise. And 2, I don't have all of that penciled in yet on my events calendar, but we're doing it. We're doing it right now. So this is exactly the way that we want to do it. We're going to bring the message of the Quran out to you guys. But because we want to attract a lot of people, we want lots and lots and lots and lots of people to come and be with us. So what we're going to do, we're going to have games. We're going to have fun. We're going to have food. Oh, yeah. And we're going to have prizes and gifts. Everybody who comes is going to get gifts, surprise gifts. And every night we're going to have a grand prize. And then at the last of our gathering for this thing, we have, you know, the night of, was the night of Eid. You know Eid, right? The celebration after Hajj, Eid al-Adha. That night, after you get through all the celebrating and in the morning salah, you know, and then celebrate, you go to the houses and sacrifice and the animal, everything. And then that night is when we're going to make the big announcement of who is going to receive our $1,000 prize for reciting. And then we're going to announce right there and then where our next big conference will be. These Quran conferences are supported by your local masajid, the mosques where you go, and the schools where you go. They are the ones who are going to be supporting it. So be sure and tell them to contact us and help us. And don't forget to support Guidance TV on Donate to Islam. We got to go and get guided ourselves. So get guided with Guidance TV.
A way of life, a way of life, a way of life, a way of life. Islam is a way of life, a complete way.